here the pagan sailors show more compassion. They don't know this guy. They just know that he's running away from his God, and they're about to die because of it. Row harder, row harder. Amazing. And Jonah's like, I'm not preaching to anyone. I'm not going to go share the love of God. It's quite something. But this was not to be. They could row as hard as they want. Why? Because the sovereignty of God will always rule over the efforts of men. Always, loved ones. The sovereignty of God will always rule over the efforts of men. Please see that, okay? So you look across this world right now. Do you feel fear? Fear not, man. God's in charge, all right? You're worried about the Middle East? God's in charge. Worried about governments of the world? God's in charge. You're worrying about types of antichrist over this world? God's in charge. You're worried about your kids? God's in charge. Worried about your family? God's in charge. Worried about your church? God's in charge. Loved ones, who's in charge? God's in charge, all right? In your life, who's in charge? God's in charge. Your family, God's in charge. Over your church, God's in charge. God's in charge of everything. Man can say and do whatever they want. At the end of the day, there's one king, one God, one ruler, one who's majestic, one who has all the power, all the cards, all the eggs, all the wealth, all the money, all the everything, and his name is Yahweh. When you look at him, you will cease to be afraid. That's true. That's true. It's true. And so let that theology affect your mind, your heart, and form a theological smile on your face. All right? Because it's true. There's one God who's in charge. You row as hard as you want, people. But when God has a plan, he's going to see it go through.